Also with well, let me start back over. Hey, I'm Mitch Queen with Taylor Pump and Lift.
And Taylor Jr. with Taylor Pump and Lift.
And we specialize in the lubrication equipment industry. Separate from our competitors, that's all we stay in is the lubrication equipment industry. We don't venture into any kind of other kind of builds or any other kind of trucks. We produce and manufacture lube trucks, lube skids, water trucks, van units, trailers, also in the stationary shop industry as well. Been in business for 39, almost 40 years now. And that's all we've done for 39 years to specialize in that industry. Okay, so today we bring in some lube skids on site to talk about some lube skids, their application, why they're used, and what they're for. So a lube skid, a little bit different than a lube truck. It gives you a lot more flexibility as far as how you're going to service some of your equipment, how you're going to service your fleet. So lube skids are not stationary units. It's not a dedicated truck that needs to take this. You can throw it just like you see here in the back of a truck. It can be loaded a couple of different ways. Each skid comes standard with forklift pockets. Also has a lift ring that you see up top, so it can be loaded into a vehicle that way. This can be going into a flatbed truck, a service truck, a mechanic's body truck, or just a standard a pickup truck that's able to handle the load. Tying these things down, also have tie down ears on the side. That's what mounts this skid into a vehicle. They can be made where they can be bolted in with angled feet, but that's a special feature. But each skid comes standard with these tie down ears. So you see that we use ratchet straps. That's kind of common of what you see as far as a application where you're going to be putting this in a vehicle and taking it out. They don't have to necessarily be in a vehicle. They can be dropped on site, left on site. All they need is an air supply. So most of your vehicles, most of your trucks that you're going to be putting these in have an air supply. Air snaps into the air header that you see right up on the skid. That's going to service all of your pumps. It'll service your waste oil pump. It'll also service your new oil pumps as well. Each tank has sight gauges that you see. Tells you the levels of your tank, what you have, how much oil you have in the tank. This has 3 new oils. Also have another standard unit that has 2 new oils. The only difference is this has 3 30-gallon new oils. A 2 product has 2 50-gallon new oils. Both have a 60-gallon waste oil on the bottom. So it's by a sight glass right here for your gauge. All have prevent fill caps. It's going to relieve pressure automatically for you. And all your equipment on these has 5-year warranty with your Alamite pumps, with your Alamite reels, and with your Alamite digital meters. I'll have air regulators, and this unit is ready to go. All you need to do when you receive this unit is it needs some product as far as the new oil, and it needs an air source. And then after that, you're ready to roll. So it comes assembled, it comes ready to go, everything's been tested. It's a functional unit at that time. Okay, so we talked about the lube skid. It's got the 3 oil products and the waste oil. So this is a very, very similar skid. The only difference in this skid and the skid we talked about earlier is it's got a 120-pound grease barrel or a grease keg on it. Everything's the same as far as capacity. It's just a different setup to allow room for this grease keg to be a part of this skid, kind of keeping your same footprint. So added onto this, grease pump, grease cover, follower, tie down kit, grease reel, grease Z-swivel, and grease control handle. So this unit will come just like you see with this keg. Does not have any grease in it. It's just here to hold the pump up, and it's for aesthetics. So you will remove this by unscrewing or loosening these tie down bolts, or the eye bolts come out. Once you get that out, lift your pump up. There's extra hose here for you to be able to lift that pump up out of this grease keg, set it to the side, get the empty keg out of the way, get your grease barrel in, reinstall same way you took it off. These tie downs will go right back, screw it down good and tight, get it secured the way you want. At that point, follower plate obviously goes on top. Grease pump, grease cover goes on the bottom. Grease pump and grease cover goes right through it. To start this up, same thing with the regulator. You have to pull your regulator up and start adding your air pressure. So pump will start running. Grease handle comes out. Z-swivel, which gives you a lot more control, a lot more flexibility. It will not come with a whip hose. So if you need to add a whip hose to this, do not take this rigid end off. So take this tip off, use a 1/8 inch coupler add your length of whip hose that you like, and then reinstall the coupler to the end of the hose. If you pull this out, there is a pin in here that this rigid handle does two things. It gives you a rigid handle and it holds the control handle in place. So if you take this out and this grease handle flips over, it's going to snap the pin, it's going to void the warranty on your grease handle. So it takes a little bit of time to get your grease line primed up. So once you get the grease coming out, then you can increase your PSI to what you want. I would say somewhere around 50 to 60 PSI on your grease pump should be fine. Some people want a little bit more, some people want a little bit less. So that's going to be personal preference, but that's why we allow you to be able to adjust that with your air regulator. Okay, let's talk about how we're going to use the lube skid. So like I mentioned earlier, each lube skid has an air header on it. So you'll pull your air reel or your air line and you'll snap into your air header. Once you snap in, all the air on these new oil pumps is ready to roll. So at that point, I need to pump new oil. I snap into my air header. I don't need to do anything else. I'll pull my hose reel out to wherever I need it. I hit my handle to dispense oil. These do have manual tips. So you have to untwist the tip, pump whatever oil I'm going to do. You hear the pressure release. If that was oil in here, that's exactly what would have come out. Once I count up to what I need to get, I'm done. I can undo my handle, hit my reset button to set this meter back to 0, screw my tip back. If I leave this open, you're going to get residual drippage. It's going to get all over the bed of your truck or all over the skid. It's not bad, but you know how oil is. It's going to show up a lot more than it really is. Return the hose reel back to where it is. Make sure my tip's closed, and I'm fine. Even though this pump's under pressure, it's not going to pump anything else unless I hit this valve and open this tip. Waste oil is a little bit different. So waste oil, this pump's going to run anytime there's air on it. That's why you have a ball valve right here. So if I need my waste oil or my waste oil pump, waste oil hose to where I need to go, we have included a detachable suction wand. So when you receive your lube skid, this will be attached to the skid anytime, and you just have to pull that off. So two different ways you can use this suction wand, or you can have anything else that you want to put in this cam lock. This is just a standard 3/4 inch cam lock, so anything you want to attach to your suction end or suction hose end, you can do that by using a 3/4 inch fitting. So this suction wand, I can stick this into a bucket of oil, into a drain pan, draw my waste oil out. Y strainer's included on this suction wand. So anytime you get any trash that gets through the foot valve, it'll be stuck right here in the screen. So if I need to clean that out, if this pump's running and it's running faster than it should be and it's not drawing oil out, 99% of the time I got a piece of trash in this Y strainer. I take this brass bolt nut off, screen comes out, any trash will either be in that screen, will be right here in this Y strainer, clear that out, screw my nut back in, reattach my suction wand back into my whatever my waste oil is, hit my air valve or hit my ball valve, pump should start running again, and it should pick up oil at that time. The first time you use the waste oil, loosen this vent or take it off and remove it. Once it starts and primes up and starts pumping oil, then you can return it. It's not a problem at all. Return your waste oil hose reel at that time. You can detach this if you like. It's going to come with a plug in it. So if I detach this wand, stow it wherever I need to stow it, I can put my plug right back in here to seal that back off. Once the waste oil's done pumping, shut this valve off. You don't want this pump running any more than you need to. 4-way valve is part of your waste oil system. So you have two different settings, empty and fill. So if I want to fill the tank, which means I want to fill the tank from the bucket, I'm going to hose goes into whatever 5-gallon bucket, drain pan, whatever, I'm filling my tank. So I pump all the oil in, I get back to my shop, now I got waste oil in the tank, how do I get it out? So I grab my handle, flip it over to empty, same thing, hit my ball valve with my air supply, that's going to reverse the flow of the waste oil, it's going to pump it back into my waste oil tank at the shop. Once it starts running fast again, dispense all the oil out of the tank, kill the ball valve. You will not want this on when you dispense. So you can take this off and you dispense in. And then once you're done, return it back. So if you do have your suction wand on, get it off before you dispense oil into a waste oil tank. Then you can turn it to fill. You're ready to go again when you get back into fill with some more waste oil. All the hose reels, you hear the click. When I hear the series of clicks, that means it can stop during the click. If I want to release it, I pull through the clicks and it'll release the spring. So during the clicks, it'll stop, pull through the clicks, and release back. Air regulators is going to come on every pump. We can't set these regulators in the shop because it's going to make the pump run too fast. There's no friction. There's no product in the tank. So to set your air regulator, we recommend about 30 to 40 psi is all you're going to need on your new oils. Your waste oil, first time, you're going to run that probably around 7 to 8 psi till the pump starts to pull product in. Then you can speed it up to maybe 15 or 20 psi on your waste oil pump. So to adjust that, you pull the knob up clockwise, makes it get higher psi. Once you get the flow rate that you're looking for, you like that flow rate, it's not too fast, not too slow, push that right back down, it locks it in place. So even if I come up here and try to twist it, it's not going to be able to be twisted just by anybody. But we recommend somewhere around 30 to 40 psi on your new oils. Depending on the viscosity of oil, you might need a little bit more, you might need a little bit less. Waste oil, once you find that sweet spot, usually around 15 psi, 20 psi, leave it and set it at that. But that's how you adjust your regulators. So that's something you will have to do when you first start this up for the first time.